Seth Borden recently called out Sam and Colby for whatever reason, but after asking in the comment section of my most recent video, everybody said that it's probably got something to do with what happened at the Bel Air house. And today, I'm going to go over the entire downfall of Seth Borden and all the drama that took place in the Bel Air house. But in case you have missed what Seth Borden said about Sam and Colby, this is what he put up on his Instagram stories when said, "What happened with you and Sam and Colby?" This is what he had to say.
Look, everybody in my life right now would tell me to just say, you know, people grow apart. Shit like that. But, no, sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes the people you look up to fucking suck, and it's just that simple. And, you know, I'm probably gonna regret posting that, but at the same time, it's my truth, and I'm all about speaking that shit right now, so yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, so here's everything that went on between Sam, Colby and Seth over at the Bel Air house, and how maybe Seth feels a little bit betrayed as to what went on. Seth Borden has responded to claims of him making inappropriate comments towards the homeowner of the Bel Air house, which was caught a secret camera. In the past week, there's been a lot of controversy surrounding Cody and Satori and Sam and Colby regarding their latest series, Surviving a Week in the Conjuring. But now the controversy is going even further back in the calendar, and now also regarding even more people. Seth Borden, a good friend of Exploring with Josh and Sam and Colby, featuring in many collaboration videos, is under fire for making, quote, inappropriate comments regarding the Bel Air homeowner, Kristen. The video in question was filmed over 2 years ago and was titled The Bel Air House, A Portal to Hell. Truths was sent by Kristen to a debunking channel who goes by the name Side Eye Guy, who uploaded the video. Police called on Sam and Colby, a shocking confession plus disturbing misconduct at the Bel Air house, in which camera footage from a, quote, secret camera was sent to this debunker to try and use against the lads. For what reason? We don't actually know. Either way, in the clip it's quite clear that you can hear Seth make an inappropriate comment about the homeowner and how they would intend on wrapping up their video.
Alright, how are we going to outro this? I'm going to call Kristen back here. She's going to blow all three of us and then we're going to leave. Yes.
I'm going to do a small recap on each clip because it's not the best audio quality. Sam asks, how are we going to outro this?
Alright, how are we going to outro this?
So he's pretty much asking how they're going to wrap up the whole video. Seth responds with, we're going to call Kristen back and she's going to blow all three of us.
I'm going to call Kristen back here. She's going to blow all three of us and then we're going to leave.
Kristen is the owner of the Bel Air house. She was in my Sam and Colby Bel Air reaction video. So I'm sure there'll be some who say Seth is just messing around and making bad jokes. But just remember where he is and what he is doing. He is working as a professional paranormal investigator and decides to say this about the host of the house he has been invited into. From what I was told by my source, Kristen was very upset by Seth's inappropriate comment about her, and understandably so. I also think it's noteworthy Colby's response to Seth's inappropriate comment.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yikes! It's been documented within the same video that this was upsetting for Kristen, and though Seth thought that this was dealt with, it seems to have come back to bite him, leaving him no choice but to respond to the controversy on his social media pages. The response read as follows. I'd like to take a moment to address the current controversy in regard to a comment made by me. To fill you all in, there is so much more to this story than what's been shown in public. 2 years ago, I was filming a video with my friends at the Bel Air house, and I made an inappropriate, thoughtless comment about the owner of that house. First and foremost, I want it to be known that I did apologise directly to Kristen, the homeowner of the Bel Air house 2 years ago. I also want to extend an apology to all of my viewers. I want to make it clear that the footage you saw was not a proper representation of the person I have matured into. This situation was a big learning experience for me, and I'm now fully aware of the weight my words carry. I will also say that I absolutely did not know that I was being recorded when I made that inappropriate comment. We didn't realise that we were being recorded on hidden cameras until the following day, when we were asked to revisit the house to talk to Kristen. Like I said, There is much more to this story that has not been shown in public. But this is how I handled myself at that time under those circumstances. Last I checked, we were on good terms. This was, in her words, quote, water under the bridge. We hugged on our way out of the house, and she even invited me and my friends back shortly after this incident to film another video at the house. The response for this was absolutely insane, with everybody showing love and support to Seth and highlighting how much he's grown as a person since this incident. The Bel Air homeowner plans to speak out against Sam, Colby and Seth when they visited her property on the night of all these allegations coming out, and even though it was over 2 years ago, grudges clearly are being held. Last week there was a video uploaded by the channel that goes by the name Side Eye Guy, who shared some footage of Sam and Colby whilst in the Bel Air house. The video contained secret camera footage of Sam, Colby and Seth Borden doing some rather unsavoury things whilst in the house. The first, which was already covered on this channel and addressed, was Seth Borden making some sexually inappropriate comments towards the homeowner, Kristen.
Alright, how are we gonna outro this? We're gonna call Kristen back here. She's gonna blow all three of us, and then we're gonna leave. Yes.
To get the rundown on this and know what Seth's response was, check out this video here. Though Seth thought that this was, quote, water under the bridge, it would seem that the feeling was not reciprocated by Kristen, as she has taken to her TikTok page to state that she will be speaking with the Side Eye Guy about the matters that were raised within his video.
So the thing of it is that I am going to talk to the Side Eye Guy, and we are in the middle of setting up a date after the holiday.
The points that were made in the Side Eye Guy's video towards Sam and Colby were that they broke a REM bear at the cost of about $350. After Colby roundhouse kicked it when it was sat on a sofa.
It's like trying to trick us. And even the things that he was puppeteering may just be completely fabricated. I like that story. Come on, man. Yo, okay. What? So, yeah, we might run into other spirits, but I have a feeling that it's more just be on the lookout, because it could be a demon thing.
We got to be careful of, one, Emily Davis, who's obviously the demon child, and then two, Lyde. Because I don't know if you remember this, but Lyde was supposed to be a protector and somebody that will help you through these situations, but if it is something that is puppeteering her, it could just be a giant trap for us to trust.
Oh, it is so... Dude, the Sally House all over again. Oh, you broke him! No! You just fucking get kicked his face in, no!
You stop that bear.
No! You roundhouse that bear off the table!
Imagine if it talks again.
Just like, why'd you kick me, bitch?
Also, let's not forget about the Gray Man, aka the Shadow Man.
The Shadow Man.
That was insane. He said that's even scarier than Emily Davis.
Yeah, in his opinion.
Did you just fucking hear that? Yeah. That was like a...
Like a...
Yeah. Hello?
Well, it's a good time to go upstairs.
Alright, guys, so first investigation alone starts right now. Let's get upstairs. Yo, should we pick that bear up?
I'm gonna fix that bear. I just did that.
Just get the fuck out of that bear.
It was also, quote, irritating the guys, so they mimicked stabbing the bear.
How would you shut the fuck up?
Oh, fuck you. Oh, shit! He's dead! He's dead! No.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. You wanna grab this?
Yeah.
What was also picked up on the secret camera footage was someone saying, quote, confession 1, none of this shit is real.
Confession number 1, none of this shit is real. Confession number 1. Confession number 2 came from a meaningless first bets. Okay. I was thinking kind of like that. Oh shit, this guy's behind the house. Yeah, I like that. Because it helps knowing his inside out. Right. Is that what it is? It is protection mist. It smells like pepper. Wow. So do we need to change the S date?
We now know though that the comment was in fact made by Seth, though what was meant by the comment is still currently unknown. At the end we can see Kristen actually confronting the 3 lads about the damage and inappropriate comments, asking if they were aware that they were being recorded, which they responded with yes. And then we see a police officer to step in and take the guys off the premises.
Yeah, it's sorry. That place is creepy. Yeah, he has the execution camera. Oh, we didn't even see that. That's right. Oh, man. He brought us specifically those, maybe 5 grand experience. I thought, when you guys went there, he brought it to I don't think it was the actual one there. I think it was, yeah. Yeah, he brought specifically those 5 times. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
So I reviewed a lot of my, you guys are on a camera.
Yeah.
And it records everything. And everybody downloaded everything because they were super fucking pissed off. And I was up all night, so I'm cranky. Very fucking cranky. I looked through Mike's video and there's nothing to say.
So which part? The basement side of it?
Hey!
That's cool.
How you doing?
That's very good.
Hey! I'm smoking. Yeah, you want one?
No. So, need you to fill this out. This is for the damage to the property, and after seeing the video, Florida Police Department is recommending sexual harassment charges as well. So,
Well, can we talk about that?
we can.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You leave this whole thing here?
Oh, I can make your info out now if you want to return it to me later.
Can I?
That's fine. You can just take the paper.
Alright. Thank you, honey.
Well, you still got time with me?
Yes.
Since our last video, a lot of people have stated that this was over 2 years ago and that everything should just be let go. Though it would seem that Kristen Lee hasn't let this go, and she has come forward, as stated before, to speak with the side-eye guy about the controversies and maybe even release more information about that night. Now, what I do want to stress is that we've only had one side of this story, and Sam and Colby have chosen to not address the allegations made towards them. So please don't take everything that I've stated here as black and white as it seems, because without context these are obviously quite damning allegations, but like I've said, these are only one side of the story, hence why I'm not giving any opinions on it. I'm trying to stay as impartial as possible. But what do you think will come of this video? Why has Kristen decided to take until now to speak out about these things? It's all up in the air. No one truly knows, but it is quite convenient. Maybe there's an element of coincidence that there's obviously this whole thing going on with Sam, Colby, and Cody and Satori, which has obviously kind of taken over the paranormal side of the internet recently. Maybe now she's taken this moment to speak out because they're quite trending topics. I don't know. This is obviously speculation on my part, but it's interesting that if she's decided to wait until now to release this footage to the side-eye guy, or have his source release footage to the side-eye guy, and have it all kind of come out. But what do you think is going to come of this interview? What do you think we can expect to hear from Kristen? And do you think it will force Sam and Colby to respond? As the guy stated, or as Seth stated at least, they all thought that this was water under the bridge, and it was all done. So Kristen Lee has broken her silence after the whole Sam, Colby, Seth Borden situation at the Bel Air house, and it was enlightening. I'm sure you're all aware of the drama that's been kicking off recently regarding the security camera footage that was leaked from the Bel Air house, which contained footage of Sam, Colby and Seth Borden doing what some deem to be unsavoury things whilst in the Bel Air house, including what could be seen as sexually inappropriate comment.
Alright, how are we gonna outro this? We're gonna call Kristen back here. She's gonna blow all three of us, and then we're gonna leave.
Yes.
Damaging property.
Trying to trick us. And even the things that he was puppeteering may just be completely fabricated. I like that story. Come on, man. Yo, okay. What? So, yeah, we might run into other spirits, but I have a feeling that it's more just be on the lookout, because it could be a demon thing.
We got to be careful of, one, Emily Davis, who's obviously the demon child, and then two, Lied. Because I don't know if you remember this, but Lied was supposed to be a protector and somebody that will help you through these situations. But if it is something that is puppeteering her, it could just be a giant trap for us to trust.
Oh, it is so... Dude, the Sally house all over again. Oh, you broke him! No! You just fucking kicked his face in, bro! No!
You stop that bear!
No! You roundhouse that bear off the table!
Imagine if it talks again.
Just like, why'd you kick me, bitch?
Also, let's not forget about the Gray Man, aka the Shadow Man.
The Shadow Man.
That was insane. He said that's even scarier than Emily Davis.
Yeah, in his opinion.
Did you just fucking hear that? Yeah. That was like a... Yeah. Hello?
Well, that's a good time to go upstairs.
Alright, guys, so first investigation alone starts right now. Let's get upstairs. Yo, should we pick that bear up?
I'm gonna fix that bear. I just did that.
Just get the fuck out of that bear.
And the potential of Seth admitting it's all nonsense.
That's the low shots is shut. Confession number one. None of this shit is real. Confession number one. Confession number two came from a meaningless first bets. Okay. I was thinking kind of like that. Oh shit! Oh, this guy's behind the house. Yeah, I like that. Because I think it helps going to the inside out. Right. Is that what it was?
It is protection mist. It smells like that, alright?
Wow.
So do we need to change the S date?
Yes,
Well, since this video dropped, the community have had a lot of questions, which were put to Kristen by the Side-Eye Guy on his YouTube channel in the video titled The Truth About Sam Colby plus Seth. Must watch interview with Kristen Lee, owner of Bel Air House. To start with, Kristen states that she was actually contacted around a week prior to this video being recorded by the Sam and Colby team to speak with her about the footage that was leaked and what was about to be exposed by the Side-Eye Guy, and guaranteed that she would be provided with a PR speech to put out in the event of this being brought to light.
So I guess the first question I've got to ask is, when did you first hear that I was trying to get in touch with you?
I believe it was Sunday or Monday of last week when Zach Bell, Sam and Colby's producer and my contact from booking the Bel Air House, called me on the telephone and woke me up and asked me a whole bunch of questions. And it was not a good conversation. It really wasn't. He took me by surprise. When I'm taken by surprise and I'm in shock at such situations, I use a lot of profanity and I cursed him pretty good, and I feel awful about that. But when he first told me that you were doing this, I knew the hate that was going to come through, and I thought that it was going to be all on me. And I really thought that. He accused me of a lot of things that he shouldn't have. And I think that's what really made me angry with him. That's what really made me livid. And then having to defend myself to him. That made no sense. I mean, my blood was boiling by the time that we hung up the phone. And then he had just told me it was probably just a rumor that you were doing this, and it was probably just gossip, and that he would write a PR note for me, defend me if needed to be. I haven't heard a word from them since. I knew this was coming. I knew it, and I found out by their producer.
Kristen then states that she had no idea of who Sam and Colby were prior to them visiting the Bel Air House.
As any team member or group member comes to the Bel Air House, I don't know them, and I don't pay attention to YouTube. I think that there's something that we all need to understand here. The YouTubers that are pushing out paranormal content are not associated with people in my groups, which are researchers that are researching the paranormal. So, I didn't know who Sam and Colby was. Mike McAllister called me and said, my girls are big fans of Sam and Colby. Could they meet them? And I had worked with Mike before in the field of research, and, I told him, I said, bring them down. I said, you were the first team ever here at the Bel Air House to investigate it. I said, why don't you go back on the record? Why don't you come back to the field and be a researcher? When we got there, it was completely chaotic. There's teenage girls in there. I had no idea who Sam and Colby was until Mike told me that they were YouTube people and girls like them. That's what I was told. I didn't realize that they had over 6 million followers, 7 million followers at that time. I didn't know that. And that kind of stuff it just doesn't, still today, it doesn't mean anything to me.
The follow-up statement by Kristen was actually quite shocking to hear, and that was that when all this happened almost 2 years ago, Kristen was told by a, quote, celebrity friend to take the story and footage to TMZ to leak the story, which in the end she did not end up doing.
I guess it was just the right timing. I really do. I guess it was the right timing for this story to be told because of two things. I did take this to TMZ. I did years ago.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and they didn't say anything to me. They didn't even bat an eye at me. They said nothing to me. And this was a while ago when this first happened. I had a very famous friend, a celebrity friend, that I showed and disclosed, and I trust to my deathbed. I will trust them. They had said to me, you need to give this to TMZ, and I'm going to help you do that. And nothing became of it. Nothing. Not an email, not a phone call, no nothing. And then when I find out that this is coming out, I'm like, Well, that took a while.
We then get into the content shown within the security footage, and Kristen is asked if Seth was right in saying that everything was, quote, water under the bridge, like he stated in his statement that he put out on Twitter a couple of weeks ago. To which Kristen states, no.
We'll start off with Seth. Because Seth has said in his most recent, in a Twitter post, that it was all water under the bridge. Is it water under the bridge?
No, it is not. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm a professional person. When the cops came and scared the crap out of them, which I just ate up, and I'm going to be brutally honest about that. I thought that that was the best thing that could ever happen to teach 3 little boys a lesson. Okay. Secondly, as a professional person, you always say water under the bridge. Good game. Like when you're playing baseball or basketball, all the kids line up, good game, good game, good game. You know what I'm saying? That is the most professional thing to do that we are taught to do in really, really bad situations. Just moving forward, water under the bridge. So was it really water under the bridge? Let's talk about this first. The police side-eye guy, they did not make the Sam or Colby pay for the bear. They didn't. Their producer offered to pay for it. Sam and Colby didn't pay me. Their producer offered the money. And that's first and foremost. But what really made it not water under the bridge?
What makes this even crazier is that Kristen states that Seth is not ever allowed back into the Bel Air house and is not invited by anyone in the Bel Air area in any of the haunted locations because they're a tight-knit community.
Really made it not water under the bridge because there is something that happened after this. And I want to touch on this real quick too. The guy named Borden stated that he said that I invited them back. Well, I would gladly at that time, before I knew what I'm about to tell you, would have invited Sam and Colby, but never the Borden boy. Never, ever. He is never allowed in my house. As a matter of the fact, he's not allowed in any location in Bel Air that I know of. Because we're very, very tight people in Bel Air. Like, we do not, you screw one of us over, you screw the whole village over. So, I mean, you just stay on Route 7 if you're going to the pen, bro, because you're eventually going to end up at the pen, right? Yeah. So, I don't remember where I saw it, but it was a post from Seth. But I will tell you one thing, I will never forget the way that it made me feel ever in my life. It had stated that he was announcing himself as one of the producers of the Sam and Colby team after they left the Bel Air house. This was maybe a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 at the most after they left the Bel Air house. So that told me that Sam and Colby and the Kurt Bell producer condoned Seth's behavior.
Kristen then goes on to state that what was caught on the CCTV was not all that happened that night, and in her words, if I told you what happened, you wouldn't believe it. You'd have to see it to believe it.
There's so much more that happened that you would just have to see it to believe it, because if I told you, you wouldn't believe it. You just wouldn't.
Well, funny you should say that. I mean, I don't feel that we should get too in. I mean, of course, you can speak your mind however you wish. But my source told me that there was more was happened and said that unfortunately over the last 2 years has been lost over time that was actually on the CCTV footage, and some of it was pretty damning to also to Sam and Colby, but because I didn't bring any of it up in my video because I don't have the video to back it up as evidence.
What is CCTV? I don't understand what that is.
Security. Maybe that might be a British term, but it's like security.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but they weren't security cameras. They were live broadcasting cameras. I think that's where. And they knew that they were there. I mean, the whole world knew that they were there because we broadcasted 24/7, where people could go on to a forum and watch, like old school paranormal. You can go and watch an empty room. Yeah,
I had no idea.
Yeah, everybody knew. Yeah, everybody knew that. Like anybody that was anybody in the paranormal knew that's what the Bel Air house did. We were Yeah, I mean, we were still running like that. We still ran old school.
Later in the video, Kristen says that Seth was a very different person when he visited before with Exploring with Josh, and that the only way that he could get out of this controversy is to say, quote, "I got an attachment from the house."
Sam and Colby blocked out Seth. I really did. Like, they knew that he was a vile person. They knew it. And they just didn't, he's not positive. Now, let me tell you something. When Seth came to the Belair house with Josh, like Josh Explores, he was a perfect gentleman. Absolutely perfect gentleman. But his teacher was with him too. So, I mean, you know, like his mentor was with him. So he was on his best behavior, and he had brought his girlfriend, sweet girl, just a sweet girl, like the prettiest, sweetest girl, like just a nice little girl. But, and I even told him that at the table. I said, what if I called your girlfriend and told your girlfriend what you just said to me? I said, how would she like that, Seth? Really, what would she say? And I don't know what's wrong with that kid. I really don't know what's wrong with him. I mean, he did not look like he was well. And I'm going to tell you something, and you all can run with this if you want to. If I was Seth Borden, truthfully, I would say that I gained an attachment from the Belair house, and I was possessed. That's the only way he's getting out of this. Because cameras don't lie, bro. Cameras do not lie.
The next question that was posed to Kristen was the bear incident, and what people have been saying about it, with regards to people saying that because Colby apologised and the bear was paid for, it should just be written off. And this is what she had to say.
Kristen, one of the comments that keeps getting brought up over and over and over again is it doesn't really matter that Colby kicked your expensive bear because he repaid you and he apologised. Have you got any comments on that?
One of my kids went into somebody's home and did that. They'd be in a lot of trouble if I was their parent. I'm coming, but you know, Sam and Colby's fans, they won't see it that way. I'm a parent. They're not parents, so they're not going to see that. Later in life, they'll see it. They'll understand later in life if they remember. But I watched him kick it. I did, and he didn't. I mean, everybody, they had it in their video. They laughed about it. He kicked it hard, and that kid works out. You know what I mean? It wasn't just a, well, you know, little kick. It was just a straight up drop kick. Boo Bear. This is not cool.
She was then asked if he only apologised because he was caught, to which Kristen replied,
That's a tough one, because had I never contacted their producer to let the producer know their behavior, they would have never been accountable at all.
Yeah.
So they did not realize that what all of them did was wrong. It's like I had to tattletale on them. It's like I went to their producer. I went to their, you know, I went to Kurt Bell and said, you know, this is what happened and I'm livid and you need to get those boys down there immediately because we need to have a discussion before they go to their next location that I help them get.
Which is the Ross house.
Yes.
Right.
I was so mad. I mean, I was so mad at them. I was chain smoking, double fisted. I was so mad at those kids. Oh my gosh. And I did it to make them uncomfortable. That was awful. There was just, all of it was awful.
Kristen then wraps up the video by stating that she hasn't had anything from the Sam and Colby team, and also gives out some advice to victims of sexual abuse, and also delivering a hotline number for sexual abuse victims.
So before we wrap this up, Kristen, is there anything else you'd like to get off your chest about this whole experience, whether it be the night that they were at the Bel Air house, or maybe since I uploaded my video and the whole aftermath of that?
Well, I haven't heard anything from the Sam and Colby team. I haven't heard a peep out of them. I'm sure that they're putting together some type of a video to talk about this. That's standard in the industry. And
at the time of recording, it's been about 5 days, I believe, since I uploaded that video. So in those 5 days, you said earlier that that the Sam and Colby team were going to make a statement for you, and that you haven't heard anything from them.
No.
Right.
No, and if they're going to make a statement for me, it's too late. They're too slow. I work in real time, you know. And I'm sorry I wasn't with you earlier. I had COVID. I couldn't I just couldn't. So after, when all of this was going on, this was like COVID time for me. So, but you know, the other thing is too, that I want to say this is very, very important. Women need to start standing up for themselves. Stop standing there and smiling and taking abuse from other people. Men need to do it too. And I'm not a sexist. I've raised 2 boys, and I would tell them the same thing. If somebody is being inappropriate with you verbally, you need to stand up for yourself, and you need to speak loud. Oh, gosh, this really tears me apart. This one does, because there's a lot of people on TikTok that are victims of sexual abuse, and it is triggering them to see that the people that they looked up to, the people that got them through the day, condoning this type of behavior.
Things have not been going well for Seth Borden over the past few days, and social media is in an absolute storm. Things aren't going particularly great for Seth Borden right now. Only a few weeks ago, Kristen Lee of the Bel Air house spoke out against Seth after a video came to light of him making, quote, sexually inappropriate comments.
Alright, how are we gonna outro this? We're gonna call Kristen back here. She's gonna blow all 3 of us, and then we're gonna leave.
Yes.
Since this, we've had a response from Seth which stated that he was under the impression that this was, quote, water under the bridge. Last I checked, we were on good terms. This was, in her words, quote, water under the bridge. We hugged on our way out of the house, and she even invited me and my friends back shortly after this incident to film another video at the house. To which Kristen responded by stating that this was in fact not water under the bridge.
Really made it not water under the bridge, because there is something that happened after this. And I want to touch on this real quick too. The guy named Borden stated that he said that I invited them back. Well, I would gladly, at that time, before I knew what I'm about to tell you, would have invited Sam and Colby, but never the Borden boy. Never, ever. He is never allowed in my house. As a matter of the fact, he's not allowed in any location in Bel Air that I know of, because we're very, very tight people in Bel Air. Like, we do not. You screw one of us over, you screw the whole village over. So, I mean, you just stay on Route 7 if you're going to the pen, bro, because you're eventually going to end up at the pen.
This seemed to open the door for many people, women in particular, to speak out about other, quote, sexual assault acts that Seth has made on them, with some even being supposed minors. This all started when on the 12th of December, Seth made a very lengthy post to X in which he stated the controversy surrounding him and even called out some people in particular that were speaking out against him publicly. This was, assumingly, in response to a post that was made by Casey a day prior to this, stating, quote, supporting an abuser is the equivalent of supporting years, if not a lifetime, of trauma for the victim. Listen and help us heal, not have us relive what we've been through. Seth's post then states, no matter what kind of fuckery the world has shown me, I've always chosen to respond from love rather than from hate. Even when I'm the one on the receiving end of the hate, because that's who I really am. So my responses this time will be no different. I will be brutally honest. I will not be defined by baseless and utterly false accusations and or crass actions from others, especially not from the people who have never met me. And yes, I'm talking about all the people literally pretending they've once known or currently do know me personally, just to make speaking bad on me and my name seem more valid. The world may not know that you're lying, but you and I both do. You can lie about me all you want. My soul is pure and I will stand on that until the day I return to whatever it is I came from. If I'm the one that's lying, then the void can take my soul from my body right now. I've been at a loss for words lately. I feel shocked, betrayed and truly hurt to my core by the way that I've been getting treated by people who were supposed to have my back. It's taken some time for me to collect my thoughts because unlike some, I speak nothing but the truth. I don't blindly follow narratives. I think my own thoughts and I put them into my words. I can also proudly say that I've never taken to social media in an attempt to maliciously break down and destroy another human's character in the way that some have been trying to do to me. Talk about an ego trip. You know what that is. Bullying and harassment I find the hypocrisy fascinating. Sure, I could tell you all a whole bunch of things about the people some of you are getting your information from, and who they are behind the closed doors too. People who live in glass houses really shouldn't throw stones, but that is not who I am. I don't do that kind of stuff. People who do are just insecure and have a lot of unresolved trauma. That's the difference between someone like me and the people trying to create this drama. Shame on me for letting these kind of people into my life in the first place. I wish I realised who and what they were sooner rather than later. You have all shown me that I need to protect my heart in a more efficient way, and that starts right now. Allow me to address each of them personally. Becky, you don't know a thing about me, yet you seem to be the ringleader for everyone's false allegations about me. All I have to say to you is, get a life. You're actually talented, and you should be worrying about your own life and career instead of someone else's. Cece, you look like the biggest clout chaser out of the bunch. Personally, I don't care if you stop talking shit about me because I think that's all you'll ever be. I don't know you. I've never met you. Stop telling people that you have past experiences with me before I had a quote reputation, because we both know that's not true. The only reason I know who you are is because you were friends with Karina when her and I were dating. Going along with fake drama and false accusations you saw from people who you barely knew will not get you real followers. It will get you fake friends and fake fans who will leave you in the dust the minute they hear something bad about you, even if it's not true. Trust me, I'm not the devil that you think I am. Lex, this isn't about you, but you're actually a true sexual assaulter. Don't make me start talking about how you cheated on your husband multiple times with multiple men and sexually assaulted my brother at an Airbnb in Boston by wrapping your legs around him and grabbing his dick, all in the presence of other physical witnesses. One of those witnesses being Karina. Funny how that works, huh? I mean, you guys constantly talk shit about each other when Karina and I were dating, but now you guys are all besties again. It's so funny how Karina didn't want to call out the real sexual assault when she saw you do it to a man. Double standard much? The nerve of you, Lex, to support false allegations about me when you have actually done it in the past. Hypocrite. I don't want to hear shit from you. Casey, we've been broken up for almost 3 years now. Move on already. If you're gonna keep talking about me, don't forget to tell people how I paid your bills because you couldn't hold down a job. Or how I used my dad's workplace to get your job and would constantly call out or not show up. Or how you're going through my phone to read personal conversations between me and my brother while I was sleeping. Or how you're constantly accusing me of cheating when you were the one who was going out to dinner with other guys while I was travelling. Or at home editing vids and working my arse off to pay our bills. Or how I bought you a laptop so you could start editing videos and take YouTube more seriously. Or how I gave you one of my camera lenses and never asked for anything in return because I just wanted you to succeed. Or how I bought you every piece of gear you needed when you wanted to start streaming. Or how my family chose to take you in where you were running low on cash and couldn't afford rent in Rhode Island. Or how you wouldn't let me message back female fans because you were insecure. Or how you told my mum that you chose to keep some of those female fans and my buddy Josh out on a 100k celebration video because you simply didn't think that they deserved to be in the vid. Don't even make me start talking about the night you ran up to me, put your hands on me and physically assaulted me in front of hundreds of people and even threatened to, quote, beat my ass. I could keep going, but I think you get the point. You need to move on because I never did anything wrong to you. All I ever did was provide for you. You couldn't trust me because of your own issues with yourself that you've always been too afraid to face. If it had nothing to do with me or the way I treated you, and deep down you know it. It's not my fault that you could never solve those problems without the attention of others. You just tried to manipulate me into thinking it was. Here's the deal. All the people causing and amplifying this drama have taken their hypocrisy, as well as their unnecessary hatred and jealousy of me and my platform to a whole new level. I'm a good person with a clean conscience and a pure soul, and I deserve better than this. So from this point forward, I'm done putting my dreams and quite literally my entire personal life on hold. I'm also done keeping my mouth shut about these clout chasers who only stick their heads up from their underground burrows whenever their YouTube channel needs clicks and views, or when their personal self-esteem is actually so low that they feel they need to attempt to make someone else look worse by using slander to deceive and fit whatever twisted narrative they think they will keep their facade of a public image going. They couldn't have made their true motives more obvious with their oh so convenient timing and the words that they carelessly chose to use against me. They used the internet and the lack of proper context to make others look like horrible people. On top of that, they've gone as far as trying to reignite the beef with a retweet because it's, quote, dying out after a week. Thanks for letting us know you only care about how much people talk about it. They'll never admit to it, but I mean, come on. They started this on Twitter, of all platforms, the fakest and most toxic social media there is. To make these kind of allegations and say that context and or proof is not required is just mind-boggling. And so many of you went with it. They knew you'd all expose yourselves for the sheep you really are. Which brings me to my next point. I see the bandwagon supporters, I also see the fake fair weather friends who've already decided to ditch me without even bringing this situation to my attention, let alone asking me for the truth. Y'all can believe what you want about me. I don't care anymore. I've got nothing to prove to any other person on this earth. I know who I am. My family, friends, business partners, and people who really know me know who I am too. Anyone who truly knows me knows the label that people are trying to put on me is wrong. As I said, I also know who all these people really are off the screen. Don't let them fool you into thinking they're holier than thou. I mean, half the people I've seen talking down on me have been in my DMs sexually harassing me. None of you have any idea how disgusting messages and photos I receive on a daily basis, or how uncomfortable they make me. But that doesn't get talked about, right? I wonder why. Not to mention that those same people, among the others in this toxic godforsaken fandom, publicly sexually harass my friends on a daily basis. I'm not even gonna get into detail about that double standard, but it's important to know that it really does exist, and you're all seeing it play out right here, right now. They just don't want you to pay attention to that because I'm a man with a following, which makes me an easy target for people that have ambition. They'll swear that's not the case, but it is. For the record, and let me be very clear about this, I do not need to and I will not run to social media to make a statement or explain and defend myself every time someone says something bad about me. Don't like my silence? Don't like how long it takes for me to respond to something? Too bad. Get off the internet and go live your life instead of worrying about me and mine. Me having a following doesn't entitle you to my attention, nor does it entitle you to any information about my personal life, regardless of the circumstances. I have a real life outside of all this fake internet stuff, and this is the last time I'm entertaining it. You should try it sometime. One more thing for the record, since my brand got bought into this for some reason, as if it's relevant, because it was probably another way for people to try and make me look bad. Quote, no apologies, doesn't mean that you never say sorry or admit when you're wrong. It stands for being true to who you are and expressing it with no fear or inhibition, regardless of how you are treated by others. That's something no one can or will ever take from me. I mean, y'all clearly don't know who I am if you're willing to burn an entire community down. I guess you've never heard of the Phoenix either. Also, deleting comments and hiding replies is not an admission of guilt. That's me protecting my mental health and my community from toxicity and bullies, because that's all you are. Coming after me is one thing, but to go and straight up bully people for following me and not believing the supposed victim when they have no reason to is immoral and wrong. You all know who you are. You've all shown me your true colours, and that those shades of hate are not welcome in my community. You want my platform? You can have it. Lord knows most of you need an external validation more than I do. Unlike my haters, I don't need the following on social media to feel fulfilled and do what I love, which is making videos and music. I started this journey 6 years ago as a way to bring people together and maybe even help get people through tough times with comfort content like others did for me in the past. Every step of this journey has been taken with honesty, integrity, humility, and I've treated every soul I've come across with the utmost love and respect. Am I perfect? No. We're all human, we all have flaws, We all make mistakes. We all live and learn. But one thing I'm not going to do is be somebody's scapegoat for trauma that has absolutely nothing to do with me, just because I have a platform that others wish they could have. Y'all are getting information about me from people who will never tell you how they actually wronged me, but have no problem telling tall tales about me and what I stand for. Here's the truth. I will never sell my soul. I will never take blame for something I did not, have never, and will never do. So, if you got love for me, I love you. Your continuous support through what has been the toughest year of my entire life has reminded me of why I'm really here. Now I know who my real ones are. Oh, and if you hate me, I love you too. But on the real, fuck cancel culture. And if you want to cancel me, fuck you too. Be an activist for something. It doesn't count that you're an activist against Seth Borden. Yes, if I see any of you post lies like this about me again, you're all getting cease and desists, and I will take you all to court. I may not care what people think about me, but I take these kind of allegations to my reputation as a man very seriously. I won't have it soiled by a couple of bitter, jealous women that have nothing better to do or any real reason to hate me, other than the fact that our relationships didn't work out. Because let's be real, you're just upset that I finally found myself these past few months and have realised I don't need you, like you tried to manipulate me into thinking I did. PSS, fuck this toxic app too, I'm done with it. To which the people named in this post, KC and CC, actually spoke out publicly too on X with some very alarming claims and accusations. Looking over to Casey's X page first, there was a post that was made which stated, "Dear Seth, I was refusing to say your name for multiple reasons, but since we're keeping everything so formal and everything out in the public, I wish I could move on from someone like you. All the girls you sexually assaulted, including minors, keep coming to me asking for help on how to heal from what you've put them through. It's like because I was your first public girlfriend, they know I'm going to understand. I accused you of cheating because your friends would send me screenshots of you liking their nudes, flirting, etc. and you denying everything, so yeah. That's gonna cause some trust issues, laughing my arse off. The going through the phone thing, I'll 100% admit to, and thank God I did, because the conversations between you and Chase, you talking about how you wish you could bag all these girls in LA, or how you wish you fucked Stace while you had the chance and cheated on me. Girl, I'm so sorry for bringing you into this. I love you. And the way more pervy, disgusting shit that's disturbing. Chase encouraging it too. You shouldn't be allowed to be around women. You told me conversations like that are normal. Bro, no they're not. I appreciate you buying me a laptop and everything you did, but also gifts go both ways. Don't make out that you were the only one giving anything. You actually didn't pay my bills, laughing my arse off. Our rent was $100. I paid my share and you paid yours. I actually just went and watched the 100k video I made for you. It's a majority of female fans, and oh, Josh is in it too, laughing my arse off. Quit lying to make yourself look better. It's all you're good at. I wish I'd never moved in with you and your family. There's not a lot of things I regret, but that was definitely one of them. I was doing perfect in RI. I'd take all the crazy shit there over anything with you, laughing my arse off. And the last part, laughing my arse off, I didn't physically assault you. I barely pushed you and called you out for all of the wrongdoings, listed every name of the person that you hurt and defended each one, which calling you out for your bullshit because you're disgusting. You gave me trust issues. I ignored all of the red flags, literally 1 month in of being with you. And like I said before, I want to move on from you. I want your name to be erased from my brain. So please stop harassing women, and just like when I broke up with you, stop treating us this way. P.S. I don't care the quote shit talking Karina did about me when you guys were together, because I know how you work, how you lie to manipulate every person into doing you wrong. Her and I are friends again, and I'm so grateful for her to be in my life. She's a beautiful soul. Your loss, truly. There were then a series of posts made after this, which were only a couple of hours between them being posted, which stated in the order of them being posted were, they were posted, quote, "This shit is so dumb, but I'm not letting someone air out lies about me, laughing my arse off." Quote, Also, he couldn't even unblock me before he said all the lies about me, laughing my arse off. I was sent screenshots like, and I can assure you, he thought I wasn't going to respond because normally I'm very private. But that was a fucked, quote, apology and real sexual assault allegations. Quote, and also, I'm in a very healthy relationship now. The poor guy has to deal with all my trauma, but he's been so understanding of everything I've been through, and I'm so grateful to have him. Also, please take all of the screenshots of my tweets because I'm gonna delete them in a day. I don't need this on my page. I'm tired of seeing his name. Quote, I don't like calling people names, but you gotta be one shit-ass person if you think airing out people's personal shit is an okay response to your sexual assault allegations. Disgusting. Quote, I am done. I'm sorry you guys had to even witness any of this. It's why I stayed silent to begin with. But from now on, you will have positive tweets again. I'll try and be more active in general. I love you guys. Quote, one huge thing I want to add to all of this is I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the sensitive topic that's been brought up. I'm sorry that everyone who's experienced sexual assault, if you have, I hope you've healed / are healing. It's not easy, but please always remember you're not alone. Quote, last thing, for all the people asking for proof of sexual assault, not only is that sick, but you guys literally have it. The initial video of him that got leaked showing his true character, Kristen responded to his apology saying that it's all lies and they are not civil, and then added a link to the original Side Eye Guys video. Another of the girls that was called out in Seth's post, Cece, also spoke up in response to this. The first was a reply to Casey's post in which she stated, quote, apparently I'm a clout chaser when that's far from the truth and it's assumed I don't know the people who have told me these things and not even this specific situation, like they're my friends. She then goes on to say, quote, after reading all the comments under his post, people apologising to him for him being abused. Excuse me, what? Where the fuck? Bullying? Absolutely not. Not once did he ever acknowledge what was being said. Not one time. Abusers always manipulate by saying what they, quote, did good, to distract from the actual story and what's going on. What was said about me, I didn't even say, laughing my fucking arse off. Again, fangirls, fucking weird, yo. Also, to the, quote, friends supporting this shit, as well as liking his stuff and still following, I see it. See yourself out. I'm tired. Now, it's important to mention here that everything that has been brought up in these tweets as of right now are only allegations, as there hasn't been any proof provided to back up these claims. But what do you make of this? I saw this on my timeline and I was scrolling through just kind of trying to wrap my head around what was going on, because I knew about the whole Kristen Lee thing, but I thought it would all die down after this, and I thought it was kind of, you know, put to bed. Seth was cracked on. I saw that he changed his channel to him and his brother doing exploring stuff, and, you know, they kind of rebranded it, moved away from just Seth. It was like other people as well. And I thought, oh, he's cracking on with his life. Good to see. But then all this has come up, and it seems that it's not over, to say the least. But what do you make of it? Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. I mean, it's wild accusations, absolutely crazy accusations, and like I've said before, I want to stress that these are only accusations for the time being, so please, you know, that's all we can base it off of. So no proof has been shown, so please, you know, don't go off and start accusing Seth of sexual assault because it hasn't been proven. I'm just reporting on what is literally in front of me. But let me know your thoughts are down in the comments below, and while you're down there, you know what you need to do. Jump, scare the hell out of that like button, subscribe if you're new, and tickle my little bell so you get notified whenever we upload. And until next time, my brain is fried, and I'll speak to you later. Peace.